Clark Kent, aka the Superman, having decided to be completely honest with Lois and Jimmy, takes his friends to the mysterious platform buried underneath his parents' farm. Jimmy, having deduced that the platform is actually a component of a spaceship, plays around with the ship's obelisks, while Clark takes advantage of the moment with Lois. The next day at the Kent Olsen apartment, Jimmy finds Clark planning his date with Lois down to the smallest detail. Clark wants to give the best first date ever to Lois, since she is the girl of his dreams. Unnerved by his best friend's obsession, Jimmy goes to Lois's apartment, hoping to find some peace and tranquility. Instead, he finds Lois planning an investigation into Clark's past. She tells Jimmy that, as a way to thank Clark for all the times he has helped her, she will help him discover where he came from. While Jimmy helps Lois pick up her dress from the laundromat, they are being followed by some alien creatures. Meanwhile, Clark gets an unexpected visit from a small, blue-skinned man. Clark turns him down immediately, as he needs to focus solely on Lois and his date today. The alien is already aware that Clark is Superman thanks to his knowledge of the infinite multiverse. According to him, the Lois of this universe has been captured by a gang of interdimensional criminals. Clark, predictably worried about Lois, puts on his suit and agrees to help the Mxyzptlk peacekeeper, who tells him that the kidnappers have taken measures against him as well, which means that Superman will have to be able to do the heavy lifting in this mission. He then opens an interdimensional portal and takes Superman through it. The portal throws Superman and the blue mischievous alien into a room in which the alien feels his powers weakening. He tells Superman to tear open a door, claiming that Lois is held on the other side, and Superman complies, only to be attacked by a large robot. Superman defeats it and enters the room but finds no trace of Lois. The room only contains a large collection of artifacts, and the alien admits that he brought Superman to this room so he could help him rob it. Lois was never in any real danger. The alien only said she was in danger just to deceive Superman. As the little blue guy grabs a tape recorder, Superman attempts to capture him, but the alien tricks him and opens a portal that throws them both into another dimension, a barren wasteland. Just as Lois and Jimmy depart from the laundromat, they come across a group of strangers wearing helmets and body armor. They remove their helmets and reveal themselves to be alternate versions of Lois Lane from across different universes. They came to this universe because its Clark is in trouble. They take Lois and Jimmy to their flagship, and the leader of the group, an older version of Lois, explains that they are members of the League of Lois Lanes, an interdimensional peacekeeping force founded by the Lois of the Prime Universe, the first Lois to discover and explore the multiverse. In their peacekeeping efforts, the League recruits the best Loises from across the multiverse. This gives Lois a small inferiority complex, as the Loises from the League have already accomplished many great things, while she herself is still a rookie. One of the squadron's members is an alternate version of Jimmy, and leader Lois explains that a few alternate versions of Jimmy are members of the League as well. The League has been tracking down Mr. Mxyzptlk, a self-proclaimed god of chaos. They had previously managed to disarm him, but a mysterious portal, the same portal opened by the brain in Monsieur Mallah, allowed Mxyzptlk to escape to Earth 12, the home universe of Lois and Jimmy. They tracked him to Universe 12 and have reasons to believe that Superman is somehow involved in whatever Mxyzptlk is planning. The League removes a strand of Lois's hair and use it to track Earth 12's tachyons. Leader Lois explains to Lois Lane that this procedure will help them find the Superman of Earth 12. Jimmy bonds with Jelana Olsen, who is also a conspiracy theorist like him, while Lois sneaks into a room and finds a computer, which she uses to find information about the other Loises. When tries to find information about Superman, she finds a file title, File X, a redacted file that can only be opened at the League's headquarters. Meanwhile, the League has already tracked Superman and Mxyzptlk to Earth 14. The League prepares Kryptonite-powered energy weapons to take down Superman, and Lois realizes that they're planning to harm Superman. The League didn't want Lois's help. They only used her to capture her Superman. After encasing Lois inside a crystal tube and holding Jimmy hostage, the League confronts Superman, who has already captured Mxyzptlk. The Loises shoot Superman with their weapons, which cause him severe pain, but Mxyzptlk uses the confrontation to steal the Loises' ship and escape into the multiverse. Inside the ship, Lois confronts Mxyzptlk, but instead of capturing him, she asks him to take her to the League's headquarters because she wants to find whatever the other Loises are hiding about Superman. Mxyzptlk, amused by Lois's curiosity, says that the Lois of Earth-12 is similar to Prime Universe Lois, in the sense that neither of them trusted anyone. He even reveals that the tape recorder he stole contains a key card that will open something at the League's headquarters. Once they reach the League's headquarters, Lois attempts to use the headquarters computer to learn about Superman, only to find a small orb, while Mxyzptlk learns that the keycard opens a room that contains his hat, and once he puts it on, he regains his full power. Suddenly, the alternate Loises, Superman and Jimmy, reach the headquarters and confront Mxyzptlk. As the League fight, Lois believes herself to be the worst Lois in the multiverse, and says that Superman would be better with anyone else, but Superman says that there is no one else he'd rather be. Working together, the Daily Planet trio create a plan to defeat Mxyzptlk. Superman distracts Mxyzptlk, Lois removes his hat, and Jimmy physically restrains him. The League locks up the weakened Mxyzptlk and attempts to arrest the Daily Planet trio as well, but Jalana, having bonded with Jimmy, secretly helps them escape back to Earth-12. Jimmy gives Clark and Lois enough privacy so they can enjoy what's left of their date. Lois returns to her apartment and attempts to activate the orb she had obtained at the League's headquarters. Once she activates it, she sees images of Superman from alternate universes, and some of them are evil. Mxyzptlk, having escaped from the League once again, explains that not every Lois in the multiverse wins a Pulitzer, and not every Superman is heroic. The orb also contains a green crystal, and when Lois asks Mxyzptlk about it, he says that watching her figure it out on her own will be more interesting. He disappears, and Lois is left to think about what happened. At a mysterious government facility, the criminals captured by Task Force X are released from their cells by the General, who activates the shock collars on their necks and tells them that they will pay for their crimes with a special mission alongside Ivo. Meanwhile, Superman has developed a new superpower, super hearing, and begins to listen to every sound and spoken word throughout the city. As a result, Superman spends the entire night saving people and fighting crime, but ends up burning himself out and drinking lots of coffee just to keep himself active. When Jimmy returns to his apartment, Superman tells him that he picked out words spoken by the General, who Superman believes to be a danger to society and needs to be stopped. He also remembers to leave out dozens of flowers at Lois's office at the Daily Planet before returning to his superhero duties. Superman continues to help people across the city, all the while trying to track the General down. He catches wind of an invisible man on a crime spree and believes he is being chased by the criminal. Unfortunately, all the activity he has done over the last few days begins catching up to him, to the point he briefly collapses from exhaustion while chasing after Mist, the last remaining member of the inner gang. Superman finds Mist, who is about to get hit by a truck. He saves Mist, but damages the truck and almost causes collateral damages. The people around him are shocked that Superman caused an accident, and Superman continues his search. At the Daily Planet, Lois has already found the flowers Superman left at their office, but she has no time to appreciate them when she stares at the hologram device she stole from the League of Lois Lanes. She wonders whether she really knows Superman, until she gets a call from Perry for a new assignment. He introduces her to Vicki Vale, a star reporter from the Gotham Gazette, who already knows Perry all the way back at high school. Perry tells an excited Lois that Vicki has considered leaving Gotham Gazette for the Planet, so he wants Lois and Jimmy to do whatever it takes to keep Vicki happy, an assignment Lois happily accepts. Unfortunately, her happiness becomes sour when Vicki says that she wants to write an article about Superman, the greatest threat to Metropolis. According to Vicki, Superman is dangerous because he is a powerful individual who answers to no one, despite Lois's protests that Superman wouldn't hurt anyone. Vicki wants to interview individuals that could say negative things about him, but Lois and Jimmy set up interviews with people saved by Superman. Vicki finally gets an interview with Alex, Dr.Ivo's former assistant over at Amazotech. Alex is unhappy that Superman destroyed Amazotech Tower, caused the company to go bankrupt, and left thousands out of work. He calls Superman the end of the world and says Superman is just one bad day away from just destroying everything. Jimmy gets a message on his phone that says that Superman caused an accident and realizes he and Lois have to call Clark, who picks up their words with his super hearing and meets them at the Daily Planet's rooftop. There, Lois and Jimmy show concern for Superman's well-being, and Superman himself realizes that his recent actions have scared people and turned public opinion against him. He promises to make things right, but for now, he wants to find the General, a course of action that worries Lois, who asks Superman if he is planning to fight the US military. Lois and Jimmy return to the bullpen and find out that Vicki has already turned in her story for the Gotham Gazette. She was never planning to leave the Gazette. She only used Lois and Jimmy to get a promotion. Superman finally finds Mist, who tells him that he ran away when Task Force X arrested the other members of Intergang, and now they're moving the prisoners into a new location. Mist wants to break his sister out of prison, but Superman says that he will help them in exchange for Mist and his friends turning themselves in for their crimes. Superman and Mist reach Task Force X's launching pad, but the chopper is already taking off. And when Superman breaks into the chopper to save the prisoners, he is attacked by the new Task Force X, composed by the same prisoners the government had captured. Mist had led him into a trap. Superman fights valiantly, but is overwhelmed by Task Force X's superior numbers and his own physical exhaustion. Superman absorbs hellfire from all around him, but miraculously manages to stand up once again and goes on the offense. Even when he incapacitates a few members, Dr.Ivo drains Superman's energy and nearly kills him until the General activates his shock collar. With Superman captured, the General calls him the end of the world and orders Livewire to knock him unconscious with a lightning bolt. Task Force X loads the incapacitated Superman into their chopper and departs from Metropolis, much to the shock of Lois and Jimmy. Thank you for watching Second Look. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more awesome videos. Have a nice day.